Micro and macroeconomics. So before understanding the micro and macroeconomics, so let us shoot out some questions to understand clearly what is microeconomics and macroeconomics. So if we take a microeconomics, then we can have a questions like what determines the behavior of an individual unit in the economy. So we already saw about the individual units or something like that. So you can say that individual unit as a firm or an industry, and you can also say a household, right? So what determines the behavior of the same in the economy? The next question is that what determines the relative price of commodities? The commodities could be like a bakery items or meat or something like that. Okay, so what determines the relative price of the same? Means that is your bakery item or else any poultry or anything, right? And next question is what determines a firm's rates of output and the employment of labor? So these are the some questions under microeconomy. So now I'll shoot out some questions related to the macroeconomy and we'll just fuse it together and find the differences what's between the macro question and the micro question. So under macro question, so we can say entire questions whatever we are going to bother under macro question is behavior of an economy as a whole, not as an individual. Till now whatever we saw in the micro question, that was bothering only about the particular individual set of things. Okay, so now under macro questions, for an example, what is the relation between total consumption expenditure and total income? See, it's coming as a whole, right? Okay, so next question as an instance, what are the major influences on the rate of output and employment in the economy? So these are the several questions under macroeconomics. So now by understanding the two set of questions, that is a micro questions and the macro questions, we understand that the micro questions is depends upon the a particular individual way. Okay, but under macroeconomics we bother as a whole, right? So whatever may be, the answer to the micro questions might be affected by the overall level of activity in the economy. And also, macro questions cannot be adequately handled without understanding of micro behavior of a particular things, that could be firm, household, anything. So the microeconomics is also called as a price theory. This is because, as I said in the questions, so it is clear that microeconomics studies how prices of goods and services are determined in a commodity or else in a market. And also it studies about the individuals like household and firms behavior in terms of decision making and resources allocation. But where in the macroeconomics it deals as a whole, that is a large scale, such as national productivity or else interest rate, any major inflations, especially as a rate of economic growth and national income. And also that macroeconomics focus only on the three main aspects, that is national output, unemployment and inflation of price. If you see about microeconomics and macroeconomics differences, then microeconomics deals as an individual market, whereas in macroeconomics it deals as a whole, that is a whole economy. And in microeconomy, in this we see about the effective in the price of goods, and under macroeconomy it's all about the inflation of a price level. And under microeconomy we see about the particular household firms or an industries, but in the macroeconomy it's all about the national income and then inflations of price, national output, unemployment, and also the poverty. Under microeconomics we analyze the demand and supply of a labor, whereas in the macroeconomics we analyze the total employment in the economy. So even to understand more in depth, just consider your home, that is a household, which we already called it as microeconomy. So here you just imagine that a question from your home: go to school or else go to college. And if you consider as a microeconomics, then how many peoples are educated, right? Are you able to understand the differences? So see, same in the microeconomics. Okay, so you educated, now go and take a job as a, similarly under macroeconomics they say how many people are employed in the economy as a whole. It's just bothering us a whole. Micro it's all about an individual. If it's a household, so under household we are saying go and take a job, that's all. We're not bothering about the whole. And also under microeconomics, if we say that individual consumer behavior is bothered, then under macroeconomics then aggregate demand is bothered.